Welcome back to Burn to Notice, the series that analyzes Michael Weston and his team. If you are new to the series, there's a link in the description down below. This episode begins where the last one left off, with Mike trapped in the back of a tractor trailer. He spent some times in the back, going over plans, and cleaning his gun. However, when he hears the sound of gunshots, he prepares for whatever's on the other side of the door. When the bullets do finally stop, the door opens to an airstrip with a plane burning on the tarmac. Carla calls him to inform Mike on a job where Mike finds Jimmy, who got hogtied during the fight. He is a computer tech specialist who focuses on encryption. Mike is tasked to get him to finish a job originally set up by Carla. Bad news though, because the cops are on their way and Mike has to escape in the Cadillac, ruining the paint job by fleeing in a forest going backwards. Which this is interesting because if he was in the Charger, he wouldn't have to go in reverse. But anyway, after a while he stops to reassure Jimmy that he is only there to help, and he offers to let him sit in the front seat, where Jimmy explains what they need to do, which is steal information from some security firm, and he is the only one that can do it. And if this job fails, Jimmy's family will be murdered. So slight tension from him, but this is why Jimmy wanted to escape, forcing Carla to send her men to stop him at the airport. They arrive at the loft, where Sam is staying there in order to dodge his lady friend. And after Mike clears the loft, he debriefs Sam about the new job, also explaining to Sam the caddy needs some work. Further of the reasoning why Sam should duck Veronica. Mike then explains to Jimmy that they need to relax when Fee shows up and is rightfully pissed off at Mike, acting like nothing happened, it's just another job. But Mike convinces her to help with the job. During this, Maddie calls Mike because she is scared, but Mike reassures her that everything's fine and that also she can return to the house. Then at the Carlito, Mike, Sam, and Jimmy discuss further about the job and get Jimmy to make an introduction. Next, Mike goes to security associates, the target, when Jimmy gets nervous, but Mike helps him.
Right. Can we just go over it one more time?
Sure. We go in, you introduce me, you leave.
Then Ryder Stahl meets with them, and Mike incorrectly identifies them as mercenaries.
We're security consultants, not mercenaries.
But gets the meeting all the same. But Ryder is skeptical and even outs Sam and Fee as his team, making him a formidable foe. Next we see Sam and Fee discussing Mike and how Sam's thankful for Mike helping him, and Fee is a lot more sour. This is the theme of Fee's character in this episode, and this part really doesn't make any sense. Why would Ryder tell his men to take Mike to his perceived backup? Ryder doesn't know if Mike is telling the truth, and it makes no sense because Mike could very well give his team a signal to attack him, which he does, and effectively proves Mike is trustworthy. But it still makes no sense that Ryder would send Mike to confront his team. It's very weird. However, the scene is very well executed, but also destroys the caddy again. Back at the loft, Sam informs Jimmy of the background work he's been laying to bolster the cover ID Mike is using. However, Jimmy is still hesitant to let this happen, but Sam calms him down when Maddie calls to get Mike to come over. When Mike gets there, he is greeted to a 12-gauge shotgun wielded by Maddie. Due to the recent events, Mike does calm her down and talks some sense into her. She still complains about a busted coffee maker and a fridge full of spoiled food when she reveals a phone that was left in the Charger with a missed call that turns out to be Carla, and Mike infers she sent men to break in, confirmed straight from the horse's mouth, when she wants to put pressure on Mike by having him talk to Jimmy's daughter. Next, Mike meets with Ryder, again to discuss business. Mike convinces Ryder to take his job by tempting him, also gaining a personal walk through all of the security measures of the company. Mike then creates a floor plan from memory with all of the security measures in order to find a weak spot. During this, Fee stops by to talk with Mike about their relationship, but Mike shuts this down promptly, but also asks Fee for a favor for the job. Then Mike discusses the job with Jimmy, and Jimmy makes it clear he has to be there with Mike on the job. And while this is happening, Mike notices a guy doing terrible surveillance and positions himself to chase after him. When the guy runs and Michael chases, the guy trips, giving Mike enough time to catch up to him. This is when Mike receives a photo of Jimmy's family as motivation. When preparing the van for the heist, Carla calls, and Mike asks for the weapons used in the scuffle at the beginning of the episode, which will be useful in the future, and also demands the safety of Jimmy's family when everything is said and done. Meanwhile, Fee is using her feminine wiles to entice the company above security associates to allow contractors to fix a defect in their floor, which works, and Mike and Jimmy show up to do the job. Mike drills and cuts his way to a dead zone below, then prepares to move through the facility without triggering alarms, while Sam and Fee discuss Veronica and how Sam can get out of the doghouse, which reluctantly Fee obliges, showing she doesn't absolutely hate Sam, which is an interesting touch. As they are talking, they notice Ryder show up with his guys, and they warn Mike, and immediately after getting the information off the server, Jimmy celebrates a little too hard and trips the alarm, meaning
Plan B.
Quadrangle buckshot is a specialized round designed to destroy the inside of anything delicate. A computer, for example.
forcing the team to leave under fire from Ryder. They do get away safe, but back at the loft, they talk about faking Jimmy's death. Also, Fee gets the guns from Carla while on the phone with Mike. She also implores Mike to visit Maddie, which he does, to see Maddie chain smoking due to the stress. She informs Mike Nate is still in hiding, and she just wants answers. Unfortunately, she has seen too much of Mike's life and his line of work, and it really screwed her up, as it would anyone in her situation. But Mike tries to alleviate the stress on her shoulders. Next, Fee sets up the boat to explode, and Mike gets Jimmy to call Ryder to get him to find him on a cell flagged by the police so they can triangulate the signal and find them. However, Ryder gets there first, so Jimmy has to stall, which works out pretty well as Fee drops the guns from the shootout in Ryder's car, basically in order to frame them. Ultimately, Jimmy fakes his death with an explosion, just about the time the cops come to arrest Ryder, and they find the guns, but even I could defend Ryder in a court case. First off, the guns are in his truck bed, so anybody could have just thrown them in there. Second, he is a business owner. He could have, at the time of the shootout, have a solid alibi backed up by plenty of people. Third, him and his men don't have fingerprints or DNA on the weapons, and technically they wouldn't need that because possession is 9/10 the law, but still, any lawyer could get them off, especially somebody this wealthy, but I digress. Mike ensures Jimmy that his family is safe and instructs him on how to proceed when Jimmy offers Mike his car, a sob that becomes Fee's relatively soon. But Jimmy has some parting words.
I gotta leave the country and you're stuck working for them. I don't know who has it better.
You do, Jimmy, believe me.
And it's true Mike has the harder part of this deal. However, the next day, while Mike and Fee go over the info stolen from security associates, Fee expresses her feelings for Mike, but separates romantically with him. And this hits Mike harder than anyone would expect, showing how attached he truly is to her. After that, some random blonde lady who we'll never see ever again is at a bar when Sam hits on her in order to flirt and even helps her with a crossword puzzle. She leaves and Sam and Mike discuss Fee and Jimmy when Mike gets a call from Carla and Mike realizes the crossword lady is Carla and now he has a code to break. Despite this episode's flaws, this was a great way to formally introduce Carla as a major player player. And this is also a very good start to the season. It really wants you to learn more about Carla and the organization she works for. It's also a good episode for the dynamics of the team, Mike and Fiona having their falling out, and Sam having to avoid his girlfriend. Thanks for watching. If you are curious about an elite FBI team, watch my other series, Inside Criminal Minds. Link in the description. And as always, please like, share, and subscribe.